Okay, it's Tristan from www.primaledgehealth.com, and the question today is about alcohol consumption and its effect on ketosis. Um, so I'll kind of go through some of the common alcohol questions that people send me. Hit on this in a couple Q&As in the past with Jessica, but I'm going to talk about, hey Ariana, I'm going to talk about alcohol's effect on ketosis. And I'll start just with the physiological effects, and then we'll get into some of the deeper aspects of it. So the physiological effects of alcohol on ketosis, I think what would be most relevant to the people asking this question. They're probably concerned about stalling or bumping out of ketosis, ruining their adaptation to a ketogenic diet by consuming alcohol. And it's a valid concern. I kind of understand where people are coming from, but it's not really a big deal. If you're occasionally wanting to have a few drinks, if you stick with non-carbohydrate sources of alcohol, so no beer, kind of want to avoid any sweet mixed drinks. The best thing to consume if you're actually concerned about maintaining ketosis would be hard liquor. Yeah, and I'm not promoting the use of hard liquor, saying that people should do it, that you should drink hard liquor, nor do I think that alcohol consumption as a cultural norm and as the go-to consciousness altering substance that people utilize. I'm not promoting that at all. I actually don't drink alcohol. I don't not drink alcohol at all, but I haven't drank anything in probably a year, and then before that, it's probably been maybe 2 years. Very, very, very occasionally will I consume any alcohol. And that's just for personal reasons. I just don't feel like it enhances my life. I see how it affects other people. Yeah, other people can have a couple of drinks here and there, and doesn't negatively affect them. Doesn't really negatively affect me, but doesn't add anything to my life. Doesn't make me feel better. Doesn't make me feel more outgoing. Doesn't make me feel more connected to life, source of life. So it's just something that I don't engage in. But if you're doing a ketogenic diet and you want to make progress, and you don't want to get a really nasty hangover and feel really crappy, and you are going to choose to have a couple of drinks every once in a while, which is perfectly fine. It's not likely to negatively affect your body fat loss goals, or if you're already in good general health, as long as you're not dealing with some crazy chronic disease, probably not going to affect your overall health negatively either. So moderate alcohol consumption. In the context of a ketogenic diet, you do want to stick with hard liquors. Now, the physiological effects of alcohol and ketosis, let's get into that. When you are on a ketogenic diet, you are utilizing ketones for energy to feed the brain and other organs in the bodies, including the heart. The muscles will actually preferentially oxidize fatty acids well after adaptation. But your body will be utilizing fat for energy and breaking it down into ketones. That's what ketosis is. Another fuel source that the body can utilize is carbohydrates. That will be preferentially burned before fat. It will be preferentially burned before the body starts producing ketones to be used by the brain. And alcohol will be preferentially burned before both carbohydrates and fat. Alcohol is highly toxic in the blood, and high blood alcohol levels are very dangerous, so the body wants to clear that out as soon as possible. It can use it for energy, and it will use it for energy first. That's very interesting. It kind of brings up this thought. People always say, well, carbohydrates are the preferred energy source for the body because in presence of both carbohydrates and fats, the body will use carbohydrates. It's an interesting argument, but then when you throw the alcohol fact in there, in fact, the fact that alcohol must be utilized before both of those, kind of throws a wrench in the logic there. But I'm not here to argue over what the body's preferred fuel source is. The body's very versatile, can use many different fuel sources, and they all have their advantages and their disadvantages. So alcohol in the context of ketosis, some people have actually made the observation, and I haven't really looked into studies on this at all, because I'm not that interested in it anyways, because, I mean, I don't know, I'm interested in health, longevity. Researching the effects of alcohol on keto is just not that interesting to me, because I'm not really into drinking. But some people have found that drinking alcohol boosts blood ketone levels. Having not looked that deeply into the issue, but some of my thoughts, just kind of knowing the effects of different things on the liver and ketosis in general, I would say that it could be likely that the liver is still producing ketones because you're in the context of ketosis, but then it receives this new fuel source that it needs to process and burn. Now, blood ketones would stay the same. You wouldn't be clearing ketones from the blood because you're not going to be using them for energy. You're using that alcohol. So in the context of the presence of alcohol, blood ketones might remain the same, theoretically, and not drop just because it's going to stay in the blood. Where else is it going to go unless you just piss it all out real quick? It actually is more an interesting topic now that I'm thinking about this, because people have noticed an elevation of blood ketones, a boost in blood ketones, meaning that alcohol consumption could increase the production of blood ketones. Now, flip-flopping back to the other opinion that who cares, if you're looking for therapeutic ketone levels, if you're chasing blood ketones, you're not likely going to be the type of individual that's going to be consuming large amounts of alcohol anyways. Most people that are concerned about higher blood ketone levels are probably doing it for health reasons, therapeutic ketosis for epilepsy, neurodegenerative disease, and stuff like that. So those individuals are probably not likely to be consuming alcohol in almost any quantity. So maybe it's less than relevant. But as far as alcohol stalling ketosis, there seems to be evidence of the opposite, of it actually boosting ketosis. But what does it really matter? If you're burning alcohol, you're not burning body fat. If the goal is to burn body fat, which a lot of individuals who are probably asking this question, most of these individuals are probably looking to drop body fat. So, yeah, if you're looking to burn body fat, consumption of alcohol, of course, will stop that. But the next day, you will likely be back into ketosis, burning your own body fat, and assuming you didn't binge on carbohydrates, junk food carbohydrates, and eat Denny's at 1 o'clock in the morning, or go through the drive-through at Taco Bell wasted at 3 a.m., as long as you're not doing that, the next day, ketosis will resume, get back on track, stay on track, and everything will be fine. So occasional indulgences in alcohol won't make you a better person, won't make you cooler, won't make you more charming, won't make people accept you socially. You don't have to drink. You can go out with people that are drinking, have a great time, and not drink. Although you might have a different perspective on the behaviors of people that are in these social environments, like bars at night, acting like dogs in heat, horny dog, stuff like that. You might find that it's not as fun to be around it when you're not consuming alcohol, because you're just not on that same wavelength. But you know, just throwing that out there. You don't need to drink. Alcohol doesn't make you cool. Won't make you more charming, more fun to be around. For most people who drink, it kind of has like the opposite effect. But yeah. Anyways, alcohol won't negatively affect your long-term goals if it's occasional and reasonable. So don't drink excessively. Don't binge on junk food when you're out drinking, and yeah, don't do it too often, and it shouldn't be a big problem. But the immediate sense, the physiological sense, alcohol will just be burned off before the other fuel sources, and then you will be burning your body fat again once you've cleared it out. Now, another thing is people will be much more sensitive. Most people find that they get drunk way faster when they do keto. They become much more sensitive to alcohol, so you've got to be careful. Don't drink a lot very quickly if you've been doing keto. You know, one drink might feel like 3 or 4 drinks compared to how you felt before. So be careful. But yeah, I mean, alcohol and ketosis, there's not really huge contraindication there. But if you're looking to live a healthy, productive lifestyle, obviously going out wasting time drinking, Now, this is all contextual, right? I mean, of course, like having one drink or at dinner, have a glass of wine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like excessive drinking. People are like, can I go out and drink when I'm on ketosis? There are people who are going to bars, slamming down some drinks, getting a little tipsy, and probably expect to have a hangover. In the context of ketosis, that hangover might be 10 times worse. So be careful. Anyways, I've babbled enough about it. Alcohol and ketosis, not a huge contraindication there, but I wouldn't really recommend alcohol as a major source of entertainment and joy and pleasure in life. But it's all about personal choice, right? Different strokes for different folks. Um, Hope this has been helpful. One or two drinks, not going to break your adaptation to ketosis. You just might be way more sensitive to it. You might be hungover from just one drink. If you are going to drink and you want to stay on point with your diet, don't consume carbohydrate-based and sugary-based alcohols, meaning like beer, cheap sweet wines, stuff like that. You know, like white wine, crappy white wine, beer, mixed drinks. If you are going to drink, you're probably going to be best off doing straight liquor, things like whiskey, vodka, tequila, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying I recommend those. I'm just saying those you probably feel a little bit better and shock your body a little bit less if you've been doing keto. You stick with those straight liquors than if you're going to drink things like beer or mixed sugary drinks, asking for problems and bad hangover if you do that. So, yeah, wind's starting to blow, and I'm gonna go. So it's been Tristan from www.primaledgehealth.com. I'll see you guys next time.